Welcome, everyone, to this deep dive. I'm Lex.
And I'm Vera. We're both from the Excel Edge podcast show.
Hello, and mabuhay, especially to our Excel Edge Realty followers tuning in.
Yes, hello, and a big welcome if you're a Filipino first-time homebuyer or maybe looking into property investment. We're really excited to connect with you today.
So today we're looking at something, well, a bit different, but really fascinating. You brought in some material about creating a harmonious, positive living space.
That's right. It's based on an article, How to Create Good Feng Shui in Your Home, by Anjie Cho over on the Spruce.
Feng Shui.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at its core, it's described as this metaphysical practice from Taoism. It uses principles based on natural cycles, fire, earth, metal, water, wood.
And the goal?
The goal is basically to bring balance and harmony into your life and specifically into your spaces, your home.
Right. So for you listening today, maybe you're stepping into home ownership here in the Philippines, or maybe you're thinking about optimizing an investment property. This dive into Feng Shui principles might offer some, well, practical, maybe even surprising ways to enhance the energy, the whole flow within those spaces.
Exactly. We want to unpack the key steps from the source and really see how they might resonate with what you're trying to achieve.
Our mission today really is to get past just the basic ideas.
Yeah, we want to pull out the most valuable stuff from this material, make it super clear, engaging, and hopefully useful for you right away.
We're looking for those aha moments, right? The things that could actually make a difference in how you feel about your home or how well an investment performs energetically.
Totally. Finding those little nuggets.
Okay, let's dig in. Where do we start? The source mentions the entry point.
Yes, the front entry. It calls it the mouth of key.
The mouth of key, what does that mean exactly?
It's this idea that your front door, your
Right.
entryway, it isn't just, a door. It's the main way that energy, key, and therefore opportunities actually enter your home and your life.
Okay, interesting. So what does the source say we should do about it?
Well, some really practical things, actually. First, decluttering. Big one. Keep that space clear.
Doesn't have to be empty, just not full of junk.
Exactly. Clear of unnecessary stuff.
Yeah.
Then, regular cleaning. Like actually sweeping the entrance, wiping down the door, shaking out the mat. Think about it. If it's dirty and cluttered, it doesn't exactly scream, welcome, does it?
No, it really doesn't. I can see how energy might feel the same way. It also mentioned making it inviting and spacious.
Yes. By
Yeah.
clearing things out, you're creating space for that positive energy to gather before it flows in.
Like a little reception area for good vibes.
Kind of, yeah. And on the flip side, the source is really clear. Blocking the energy at the entrance. That's a big Feng Shui no-no.
So how do you avoid blocking it?
Make sure it's well lit. Brightness is key. Maybe add a lamp, use a brighter bulb. Simple things can make that first impression feel open and welcoming, not blocked.
Brightness definitely helps. Okay, moving on from the entrance, windows. The source uses this interesting metaphor, eyes of the adults and voice of the children.
Yeah, it's quite evocative, isn't it? The main takeaway there is really simple. Clean your windows.
Just clean the windows.
Well, yeah, clean windows let in more natural sunlight. And sunlight is seen as super energizing. It makes spaces, even maybe smaller rooms you find in some Filipino homes, feel bigger, more expansive.
Okay, so it literally brightens the place up.
Right. And metaphorically, like the source says, it's about seeing the world with more clarity, both literally outside the window and maybe, figuratively in your life, a brighter outlook.
I like that. So it's more than just aesthetics. Oh, and they mentioned natural cleaners too.
Yeah, just a little bonus tip. Ties into bringing positive natural elements in. Okay, next up, doors. Not just the front door, but all doors.
What about them? They're called portals of communication and opportunity. That sounds pretty significant.
It really makes you think differently about just walking through a doorway, right? The source highlights a couple of things. First, make sure every door can open fully.
Fully? Like how fully?
Ideally, at least 90 degrees. If you've got, clutter piled up behind a door so it only opens halfway, Feng Shui sees that as symbolically limiting opportunities. You're not fully opening up to what might come your way.
Okay, that makes sense. Clear the space behind the doors. What else?
Check that they all work properly. Smooth hardware, hinges that don't squeak, doors that close easily. That smooth operation, it's linked to a smooth flow of energy.
So that annoying squeaky door isn't just annoying, it might be messing with the flow.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
Another reason to finally get that oil can out. Smooth movement, smooth energy.
Got it. Okay, next principle. The commanding position. Sounds kind of strategic.
It is, in a way. It's about where you place yourself physically in relation to the door of a room when you're doing important things.
Important things like.
The source specifically calls out your bed, which represents you, your health, your desk, representing your career, and your stove, representing wealth and how you nourish yourself.
Okay, bed, desk, stove. And the position.
The ideal is to be able to see the door from these spots, but not be directly in line with it. So you're aware of who or what is entering, but you're not right in the path. Often this means being diagonal to the door.
So you can see it coming, but you're slightly protected. Gives you a sense of control.
Exactly that. Being in command means you're in a better place, energetically, to receive positive things related to sleep, work, or wealth. For you listening, maybe thinking about your bedroom layout, or even the kitchen in your condo or house here in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Can you arrange things so the bed, or desk, or stove has that view of the door? It's about feeling secure and aware.
That's a really practical furniture arranging tip, actually. Now, what about those little things, like a flickering light bulb or a drawer that always sticks? We all have those.
Oh, yeah. The source definitely talks about those. It calls them obstacles in your path.
Even small stuff.
Especially the small stuff. The idea is that these seemingly minor physical issues, the flickering light, the sticky door,
Yeah.
even just clutter you have to step over. Every day they accumulate, they create these little energetic blocks.
And drain your energy over time, maybe.
Exactly. You might just get used to them. But according to this, they're hindering that smooth key flow. So the first step is just noticing them. Become aware of those little daily frustrations.
And then fix them.
And then, yeah, address them one by one. Fix the light, oil the drawer, clear the path. Do it with intention.
Creating an easy path, literally and energetically. Okay. Next up is creating spaciousness. How is that different from just decluttering, which we talked about at the intro?
That's a good question. It's related but deeper. Decluttering is getting rid of the excess. Creating spaciousness is more about consciously making room, making space to invite new opportunities, new energy in.
So it's about the empty space itself.
Yes. It's about letting go of things that don't serve you anymore to create that actual open space. The source describes it as kind of cyclical. Spaces get filled, then you need to consciously empty them so they can be filled again. It's about being willing to create a void.
A void for new, good things to come into.
Precisely. It's not just about being tidy, it's about creating potential.
That's a powerful way to think about clearing out old stuff. Okay, then there's space clearing. That sounds less physical.
It is. This goes beyond just dusting and vacuuming. It's about cleansing the energetic atmosphere of your home, sometimes called a space blessing.
How do you do that?
The source gives a few examples. You could use smudging sticks, like Palo Santo, or diffuse certain essential oils. Sweet orange is mentioned as being uplifting.
Okay.
Or even just use visualization. Imagine bright white sunlight filling every corner of your home, purifying it. The key really is your intention. Focus on positive thoughts, on the kind of energy you want in your space while you're doing it.
Setting an energetic intention for your home. I like that. Now let's talk about bringing actual life in plants.
Yes. Plants are huge in Feng Shui. They literally embody life energy, shunki. Yeah, vital life force. They connect your home directly to nature. The source has this great line calling green, vibrant plants organic green juice for your home.
I love that. Like a health boost for your house.
Totally. They bring freshness, vitality, that feeling of growth. But there's a catch.
Uh-oh.
You need to choose plants you can actually take care of and ones that suit the space, especially the light conditions you have, maybe in your Manila condo or your house in Cebu.
Right, because a sad, dying plant probably isn't great energy.
Exactly. A thriving plant brings positive energy. A struggling plant, not so much. Happy plants, happy home.
Makes sense. Okay, the final principle mentioned is offering gratitude to your home.
Yes, to your home itself. This ties back to that Taoist idea that everything, even inanimate objects or spaces, has a kind of life force or key.
So you should talk to your house.
Kind of, yeah. Your home provides shelter, support, safety. It's the base for so much.
Yeah.
So the practice is simple. Just acknowledge that. Speak to your home, maybe silently, maybe out loud, with a humble heart. Just say thank you.
Thank you for the shelter. Thank you for the support.
Exactly. It's about appreciating the energy of the space that holds you. It shifts your relationship with it from just seeing bricks and mortar to recognizing it as a nurturing presence.
That's actually a really lovely way to think about it. A nice reminder.
It really is. So as you think about all these principles, consider, how could you apply one or two to where you live now? Or maybe keep them in the back of your mind if you're currently searching for that first home or your next investment property here in the Philippines.
Yeah, this is where it gets really practical, doesn't it? These aren't just like abstract concepts. Think about it. How could a really bright, welcoming entryway actually change your mood when you come home tired?
Totally.
Yeah.
Or the energy you carry inside with you.
Or for an investment property, making sure all the doors and windows work perfectly smoothly. Could that subtly signal to potential tenants or buyers that this is a place where things flow easily, where opportunities are, open?
It's fascinating how these seemingly small tweaks, these little details, could potentially shift the whole vibe, the overall feeling of a space. And when you connect that to the big goals, like finding the right property or creating a really comfortable, supportive home, these details might matter more than we think.
It definitely raises a question for you listening right now. Out of all these ideas, the entryway, the windows, doors, commanding position, clearing obstacles, spaciousness, plants, gratitude, what stands out most to you?
Yeah, which ones kind of click with where you are right now or
Yeah.
what you're hoping for in the Philippine real estate market?
We really hope this deep dive gave you some valuable food for thought, maybe a fresh perspective on the energy within your spaces.
And if you are looking to take that next step in your real estate journey, especially if you're looking at mid-price to high-ticket properties, remember us at Excel Edge. We're here to help you find that right fit.
You can find out more about what we do at www.exceledge.com.ph. That's exceledge.com/ph.
www.exceledge.com, XPH.
And one final provocative thought to leave you with today. Think about your current home. Or maybe a property you're considering buying. If that space could talk, what kind of energy would it say it holds right now?
Ooh, good question.
And building on that, what's maybe one small, simple change, based on what we talked about, that you could make maybe even today to start shifting that energy in a more positive, more harmonious direction?
Something to mull over. And please don't forget to click that follow button if you found this helpful.
Yes, follow us and share this deep dive with anyone else you think might benefit from thinking about their space in this way.
Until next time, take care.
Bye for now.